Bang! Neevesknives. I'm Jared, and we are live, ladies and gentlemen, live on Neevesknives. How's everybody doing tonight? So we are going to talk. We got a bunch of different topics to talk about, but probably the biggest topic we're going to be talking about the new growler, the USA made one, and a lot of the controversy around the price and people saying it's overpriced, the HRC, and all that stuff. There was a lot of feedback from my video, a lot of comments, and you guys are more than welcome to push back on anything I say. I'd love to debate you guys about it in the comments because I know a lot of people, have strong feelings about it, and hey, we can talk about it. But we'll go into that here in just a minute as more people start coming in. I today I actually got called in. Uh, I say called in. My old boss called me and asked me if I could come in and help him. So I said, yeah, of course. Because one, he helped me when I didn't have a fucking job and was down and out, like struggling to get a job and, felon and everything else. And, nobody was going to give me a job. And, he took a chance on me and helped me in a very like down time. So it's like something I'll never forget. And, when I quit, I told him, I said, if you ever need help, just let me know. And so he hasn't reached out. And then this was the first time he did. So I went and helped him out. So it felt kind of good though, because if you guys don't know, most of you guys probably do, at my old job, like I used my knives all day long. So it was kind of cool going there and working because I got to use my knife all day, cutting shit up. And I actually brought the the Kaiser Drop Bear and Elmax, because I had a nice fresh edge on it. I brought that and the Ferrum Forge Archbishop 3.0 because it also had a fresh edge on it. So I brought these two knives and the Elmax. I want to talk about the Elmax really quick. The Elmax did pretty good. I mean, I cut open probably about 240 boxes or something like that. And, big boxes. So, the tape across the side or across the top and the sides. Not nothing hard or anything like that. And I didn't really break down too much cardboard or anything. I did have to open up pallets and things like that. So plastic and, straps and shit. But it held up really good. Mostly I only use this portion of the knife all day. And yeah, it's a little dull, but it's still cutting paper pretty clean. And, with all the gunk, the tape and the stickiness, and the cardboard, because you're dragging against cardboard, I thought it did pretty damn good. So I was pretty happy with it. It's obviously not a controlled test or anything, but it did fairly well. And I actually did think about bringing something there and doing a controlled test. I obviously didn't, but I could at any time. Just because he has stacks of cardboard, like the exact same cardboard, like tons of it. So like it's just mountains of it. So at any time I could, just go take advantage of it and be like, hey man, I want to record a fucking cut test. And he wouldn't care. So, but um tell us about your first knife fight. My first knife fight. Well, we can save that for story time. Um, I do want to talk about, so just remind me on story time. I want to talk about the growler. So I don't know how many people are in here, but let's just roll with it. So the HRC first off, they are upping the HRC. I don't know if you guys seen my post, but I did make a post on it that they are going to up it. They were originally going to do 60, and M3 Tactical, they'd made a post. And I know it was directed at me, which is fine. I made a video, so obviously, they're gonna give a little kickback. They don't feel comfortable. I don't want to put words in their mouth, but They wanna do it at 60. They don't wanna do it at 61 to 62, but they're gonna do it because that's what's being requested against their better judgment, right? That's what I wrote in the post that I put up on, Instagram, which I think is good because I'm glad that they are doing it. Now they were giving kick pushback up, and I read some of the comments in their post and things, um, about, like, basically that, like, not it having more chances of having problems when you start bringing it up, but to that HRC. But I don't, I don't agree, and I don't agree because of these reasons. This is a folding knife, not a fixed blade. There's no reason why anybody's doing impact tests or impact things with this. Like, in reality, this is a cutting tool, and that's it. It is only for cutting. It's not for batoning. It's not for chopping, and the geometry says it all. The geometry is not set up for hard use. So you already have the thinner geometry that's it's not set up for hard use. So it just doesn't make sense to me to care so much about toughness. Now, obviously, I still think there's a balance, right? You obviously don't want to go too far off into the weeds and lose all your toughness, right? But the primary goal is edge retention when it comes to a knife like this, right? It might not be for a fixed blade or a different type of knife, but this specific knife, the most important part is going to be its edge retention. And they argued back about, or they said about, like, they want their steels to be able to be sharpened in the field. It's M390. So to me, that's not really an argument because it's M390. If you want a steel to be sharpened in the field, S35VN. That's like the top. Like, and don't get me wrong, I can sharpen any steel in the field. And the way I look at it is it doesn't matter. You can give me Maximet in the field and I can sharpen it. I'll just use diamonds, right? And so would anybody else that actually understands sharpening. And if they're going to be sharpening M390 in the field, they're going to be doing it on diamonds. So they're not going to have a problem sharpening it, regardless the HRC. I mean, damn it, we sharpen, Maximet at 6970 HRC. I do it all the time. And and it cuts just fine. So that's not really an argument to me that you want to be able it to be sharpened in the field. Because if M390, if you want to be able to sharpen it on like natural stones in the field, like you're arguing for the wrong thing because you shouldn't do that, right? Like, one, you should be sharpening M390 20 CV with diamonds, but you don't want to sacrifice, like, say if that was an argument, right? If that was an argument that it'll be easier to sharpen, you don't want it to be at the detriment of your edge retention, right? You'd be sharpening it all the time because it's going dull so much faster, and it actually does. And so I a lot of you guys don't know like all the tests that I do, but I do a lot of tests that I never even talk about, I never record, and the reason why is because they don't get views. They just don't. Like, if I do a cut test, I do it. And sometimes I still post cut. I've posted a couple, right? I've posted a couple cut tests, like control tests, but I haven't done a ton because they just don't get views on my channel. People don't really like them. So I do it on my own time. And sometimes you'll see like little clips in some of the videos of me, doing some shit. And sometimes I'll talk about it in a video and stuff. But for the most part, um, I don't record them, but I could, right? At any time, like I can, and I would. I have no problem doing that at any time to prove a point if I have to or anything like that. But I've done so many like tests on steels at this point, from custom heat treated stuff to production stuff, like so much that I'm very confident. Like, I'm not a heat treater, right? And I don't claim to be. And I'm not trying to argue that I could even talk about heat treating in the realm of somebody who's a heat treater. I can't, but I can talk about it from the sense of testing it and doing edge retention tests and sharpening tests and things like that. That's where I can talk about it. And from different companies to different from custom makers and everything in between. And after this long, after a couple years of doing it, you realize patterns, you notice patterns, right? It's just like, it's kind of like, just like, for just a quick analogy, right? A soft steel, is you're gonna have problems with the burr, right? The burr's gonna fold back and forth when you're sharpening, right? A hard steel, the burr's gonna just pop right off. It'll just pop off. And sometimes the whole burr or across the whole edge will just pop right off into a wire. You'll have a wire, you can just like grab it. Um, that's a great indicator that the steel's hard, right? It's a great indicator, and those are patterns that you notice, like things like that. So, granted, I don't pretend to know, to know everything and you know, about it, but I do understand when I'm testing steels, when my edge goes dull faster and when it lasts longer, when it takes a better edge, and because like one thing I've noticed, right, with between softer and harder steels, right, the type of edge they take, right, the harder steels will take keener edges, like way higher sharpness, and then hold that sharpness and that bite. So like a softer steel won't get as sharp, and if it does, the second you start using it, the apex breaks down and it doesn't hold that bite. So then you'll get a slick edge, right? But that the same exact steel that's done harder will actually hold that bite, and you'll have that bite that'll hang on for longer. And with this steel, I just, it's 61 to 62. I think that's amazing. I think that's awesome, that they're going to change it. And I know that they don't, not that they don't want to, but that they feel more comfortable doing it at 60. And, I'm sure there's lots of reasons why, maybe they've done tests and, they've had problems or something like that. And they don't want people having issues and then it falling on them. And you can understand that. You can understand that they don't want to deal with issues and things like that. Um, I know Brian from Transparent Knives, man, he made a great video, man, great video. He said, you guys could just go watch it yourself because he pretty much said everything I could say ever, like in his video, and it summed it all up really quickly. And one of the things he pointed out, was that if it's a big deal, charge a little bit more, right? Charge a little bit more for the higher HRC because it does cost more to grind. And that's another thing we're going to talk about is the price. Because I know a lot of you guys think this is overpriced, and we can debate it because I am confident that this is not overpriced. And I could debate it until my face turns red. Like, let's talk about the knives that are comparable, right? And let's just talk about other USA made knives, right? You can talk about Hinder, right? Where's their price range? Chris Reeves knives, where's their price range? Oz, where's their price range? Koenigs, where's their price range? Medfords, um, Striders, you can just, the list goes on. Benchmades, right? Benchmades. How much does Benchmade do a titanium knife for, right? You can say the Anthem, right? The Anthem is probably the best bet, but usually like their shit gets way up there. And even the Anthem is still expensive. And that's from a large company that can probably not cut corners, but get things at better costs because they have so much supplies, right? Of course, that's a thing. Now, of course, reputation is a thing too, right? It's hard to argue that somebody coming in hot is going to be able to charge the same price as somebody who's been there, done that for the past 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, of course, right? But there still is the level of quality, right? That's undeniable. That's undeniable. When I look at some of the other knives, right, and I'm just going to compare it, and I'm not shitting on this knife. I'm not shitting on it. I'm just showing some comparisons really quick because I love this knife. I'm not shitting on it. The Slim Midi by Medford is flat slabs of titanium. There's not even a lock bar cutout to get to the lock bar. No steel lock bar insert, just raw titanium. And it's just flat slabs of they do their custom stuff that they do, but it's flat slabs. This is contoured chamfered edges, lock bar cutout with jimping on it, lock bar insert or a steel lock bar insert inlays. Like, eh, like the comparison there is and I understand these guys have a bigger reputation, but looking at all those factors, right? Like it's not a liner lock with punched out liners in G10. It's a titanium frame lock knife done to at a very high level. And those of you that said that it looks like a Chinese knife, right? It's the fucking growler. He designed it. Like, it's just the design that like, that doesn't make sense to say that it looks like a Chinese knife. Now, if you want to say, and I kind of understand what you're saying, because it's contoured, because it's contoured, it's, the edges are chamfered and all that stuff. It's not just flat slabs of titanium, which screams USA made. I know, right? I know. But don't you think at some point we should step up a little bit and start doing some contoured titanium and shit? What the fuck? I mean, come on. Like, I love those knives too. I do. I love the Chris Reeve knives. You guys already know this. You guys already know I love them, right? But I like to see the USA doing stuff like this that is at that level, right? Of where it's contoured, it's super comfortable in the hand, lock bar access is really good, detent action is on point. Because it's almost like a lot of, not always, not all, but I can name a lot of fucking USA made knives that I absolutely love, but I can damn sure come up with something that I fucking hate about 'em. Like just for an example, like Hinders, right? They're flipper tabs. The flipper tabs are pokey as shit. Why won't you fix that, right? Something stupid. Uh, Medford's with their lock bar access, at least on the Slim Midi. It fucking sucks. Why wouldn't you cut that out? Right? Little things like that. And the list goes on and on. Strider's lock stick, right? Like the list just keeps on going. But when you get to a knife that everything checks, right? Everything checks. Like I can't see it being overpriced. To me, it's not. Get the fuck out of here with that. This is a damn good price for what you're getting from the US. And I would love to hear somebody's argument on something that you think is comparable to this and less money made in the USA. I'd love to hear that, because I think you'd be hard pressed to find something that's titanium frame lock with, to this level, because I know you could name like, what is it? And I'm not saying they're bad, because I love their knives too, but like the tactile Rockwall, right? You could name that. But that's still it's still not the same level. It's really not. This is at a higher level. And I love that knife, but it's still at, what are you saying? 400, 400. All right. So I'm going to read some of your guys' comments. I know I've been sitting here ranting for a minute. I'm going to go down some of your guys' comments, but feel free to give me some pushback. I'd like to, to hear you guys' arguments right here, because I know a lot of you guys gave me pushback in the comments, and it's just easier for me to just talk about it right here rather than typing it. Because a lot of times I'll have to type the same damn thing 10 times. And, um, hey, you dirty, filthy, smelly, crusty, stanky, nasty sluts. Nice to see you too, Ian. Oh, here's Lefty. I learned you can't win them all. Not everyone will agree with your choices. All I could say is our goal with this is to show it's viable to have knives made here. We support for that. Yes, and I applaud that. I really do. And for the people, and I know it's not the same people. I know the people that constantly complain about Chinese made knives are not the same people, and I hope it's not the same fucking people. If you're that same guy, slap yourself really quick, because if you're always complaining about Chinese made knives, then you don't complain about the price of a USA made knife, right? Like, when we want it made in the USA, it's going to cost more. We know that. If we had a lot more happening, the prices would probably be lower. But we don't have a ton of companies pushing out OEM work or anything like that. But yes, I'm very happy that that M3 Tactical's doing this shit, because and hopefully they do more. I really hope that, it's not like a thing where it happened and now it's never gonna happen again. Like, I'd like to see this be something that continues to keep on building and building and building and building to the point to where it's a common thing, right? Prices can go down, and it's common that, designers can go to the US for, with their designs. Also, there is another factor here. Hold on. We are having it OEM'd. It will cost more than, say, tactile knives because right, exactly. Everyone have a good night. We appreciate the support. Yeah, of course, right, of course. Like there's always extra factors, right? And it's not motherfuckers are trying to rip you off, right? That's not the factor. So sometimes you have to sit back and you have to really think about it. And I know I've done that too. So I'm talking to myself too. Like there was times a couple years ago where I was ranting about the price of something and I did not have a clue what I was talking about. Like there was so many things I did not consider that after considering, I realized, oh well, I guess that does kind of make sense. Medford loves right angles. Complex curves are hard. Oh, Kyle says 61 to 62 on M390 is not going to be chippy at all. I know. And that's the thing is like with my spider codes, right? They run theirs at like 62. Um, I think usually the tests, show they're between 61 and 62. I've never had one that was chippy. Now I've had okay, so let me be clear. I've had chippy steels, but never because at least with M39, never because it was too hard. It was always because it had a shit heat treat or something like that, or it was burnt, right? And then once it was sharpened a couple times, it was fine, right? And maybe the steels are more susceptible to that at higher HRCs, right? That of course, and that's where maybe it does take a little bit more time and a little bit more money because it's going to take more belts, it's going to be harder to grind, a little bit more effort because it's harder. So that's why the price might go up a little bit when you start talking about raising the HRC or getting higher HRCs. But yeah, 61 to 62 on M390, I don't see it being chippy. I don't see it being an issue personally. Now, if we were talking about a fixed blade that we were going to be going and chopping hardwood with, maybe, right? Maybe. But I honestly don't even think that. As long as the geometry was right, because geometry is going to play a huge part, right? And this is a nice slicey knife, so the geometry is made for cutting. It's not made for hard use, as it shouldn't be. Um, what is the they already said the actual price. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys answering the comments in here. Tactile Center says, or Tactical Center, I say tactile. Tactical Center says the growler handle is at a higher level, but they should have used some other steel instead of tricking people into buying poor performance M390 at a huge price. Well, they're going to raise it though. So at least they're going to raise it. So applaud them for that. Right. And I get what you're saying, but I don't think there was any ill intent. I think it was they like to run theirs M390 at this HRC. Maybe it's because they're used to doing more fixed blades. I can't speak for them, and I don't want to because I don't want to be insulting in any way, shape, or form. Maybe their tests have just proven that this is better for them. But from my tests and from like a lot of people that I know's tests and the years of testing that I've seen and watched firsthand or watched other people's tests they do, it, it's M390 at 60 HRC, 59, 60. It's softer. It's softer. The edge retention's lower. Like I forget the exact percentage. I should have done my research before saying it, but I think it was only like 10% better than like S30V or something like that. At like 60 HRC. And I could be wrong on this, so don't quote me. But when done at a higher HRC, the edge retention massively goes up. Massively. Even I was talking about this the other day to somebody. Like I did this REAT test one time with the exact same knife. It was the exact same knife. Well, there's two of the same knives, right? Same steels and everything. And both of them were good, but one was great. One had a phenomenal heat treat. Like, it just, the difference was night and day. The other one wasn't bad, right? It wasn't bad, but it was good. But it didn't compare to the one at all. Now, that's their same heat treat, same company, same everything. Maybe it was different dates. I don't know if one was older than the other. I can't remember now. But I remember though, like, the sharpening, the way it deburred, the edge retention, like the tests I did on the edge retention, like everything, like it blew the other one out of the water while the other one was still good, you know. And I think, there, I think Riet runs theirs at 61, I believe. Name a quality USA made knife that isn't overpriced. Well, and I mean, overpriced is, it's a perspective thing, because there's some people, they're looking at it like, damn, that's a good, like, if I told you right now I had an Oz Roosevelt for $400, you'd be like, fuck yeah. You said, give me that bitch right now. Like, how many of you guys would be jumping out of the woodwork? You guys would be flying through my screen right now if I had a table full of Oz Roosevelts for $400. um, I'll keep popping in forever to come, because this is funny. Everyone's saying good evening, haha. Well, keep popping in. That COVID gonna be one. Jojo, haven't seen you in a bit. How are you? Who's Jojo? Where's Jojo? All right, I'm gonna scroll down. All right, I see you guys bullshitting with each other. Anthony says, quick question. If you don't mind me asking, what did you pay for the textured Mordax? I'm trying to find out if I'm getting a fair deal. I think it was 280, 300. It was like 300. I don't remember. I think it was 300. I can, you know what? I can let you know right now. Give me 1 second. I think it was like, yeah, here we go. I think it was like 300. $290. I paid $290 for it. Listening to the live while reprofiling the edge on a knife. Love the banter. Hell yeah. Nice. Flicking the Rosie right now. You want to sell it for $400? All right. My black and gold Atlas arrived today. Hello, sweet. Hell yeah. Very cool. Mike Elmer says, I feel as though I've been misled. It has Hot Topic as the title, but I don't see any goth clothing or nipple rings. Not Hot Topic, the store. Okay, so what the hell was it? Yeah, I think that we need to applaud things like this a little bit better. I honestly wish that there wasn't so much kickback on this with the video. Now, granted, I know a lot of you guys are going to support, and a lot of you guys are going to buy it, and the ones that weren't going to buy it or they were bitching most likely weren't going to get it in the first place. And I get that. Maybe some of you would have, or maybe some of you are on the fence. But I think it's important for us to advocate, support, and back, when strides are being made to bring USA knives to the market, or to make USA made knives. Like, I think it's very important. Um, and I think it is something to support and not dog, right? Like, I understand, like, a lot of you guys were just speaking honestly and how you felt, and I want that. That's what I want 100% from you guys. Um, but I just think some of you guys were wrong. I don't think you guys were right about it. I think you guys were not thinking about it hard enough. Like, when like so many people, talking about it being overpriced. I don't think it is. I really don't think it is, and I could continue debating that. So, but maybe it's just, if it's overpriced for you, that's a different thing. But saying it's overpriced in the knife market of USA made knives at this caliber, it's not. It's just not. Um, but yeah, I just think a lot of people, maybe, and some people are, maybe it's just being read harsher than they're actually saying it. I know that happens to me a lot, especially because I use all caps locks. Everybody thinks I'm screaming at them. What's up, said Stevie? Go and check out his YouTube channel. Awesome YouTube channel. Got to hang out with him at Blade Show. Um, Greetings and salutations. Honestly, the price is perfect for USA made in quality. Lots of companies charging a lot more. Those that buy in this price range regularly are going to love. Right, for sure. Right, exactly. And that's the thing, is that when I think, because man, I handle a lot of fucking knives, right? A lot of knives. And I can't tell you how many USA made knives that I've handled where I literally thought, like, can't believe this is this much, and I'm handing another, and not trying to say they're better, but I'm handling a Riat or a Wee knife, and it's like 280, $350 or something like that. I'm like, fuck, man, this thing is so much better than this knife over here. That's twice the price, right? But when you can actually get knives that are to that level, and I was comparing them to Riat because everybody understands Riat's quality, right? Now I can't speak to the other ones, right? I can speak to just this one. This is the only one I've tried. So if this is the only good one, all the rest of them are crap, I can't say anything about that. But if they're all like this, then it's at a quality that you're happy to see from any, like, if you bought a knife from Wee, or if you bought a knife from Riat, or Best Tech's OEM work, it's at that level of quality that it's like, damn, you're happy with your purchase. And to have that from the USA, I think is phenomenal. I think that's amazing, because like I said, I'm so used to finding problems with USA made knives, and that's not me shitting on them. I just want them to do better. Like, it's like they'll check every box, but then the fucking geometry will be like 25 or 28 thousandths behind the edge, right? To start, right? And it quickly goes up to 35, you know, thousandths behind the edge after you sharpen it, because it's so damn thick. Like, there's so many little factors that come into play. Lock stick, or just little things, and it's like, man, I want, and I like, I'm wanting and pleading for like the best USA made knives. Um, Let me scroll down, because I probably need to catch up. That's not to me. That's not bad for this version. Textured and magnet cuts still feel the same way if it was 425 slash Mordax, because that's what I'm dealing with. So I don't know, on the fence. Um, can you please try the new cold steel fixed angled sharpening system? I'd love to know your thoughts on it. Yeah, I'll buy it. Yeah, I'll buy it. Oh, speaking of that shit, might as well talk about it right now. Here's your guys' TS Prof for the members tomorrow. We're going to do it at 12 o'clock. So at 12 o'clock noon, we're going to do the giveaway for the TS Prof Cadet. It's all packaged up for the winner, all ready to go. I put some stones in here. They're not brand new, but the system is hardly used. It really is, because I got the Pro quickly after getting this. So everything's in there. And yeah, so I do recommend whoever wins it, I'll give some recommendations tomorrow of a couple things I think you should pick up. But shout out to the members. Don't miss the live tomorrow, because if you're a member, all you gotta do is show up. Show up and comment during the live. I'll give everybody like 10-15 minutes to show up, and then we're just going to give it away. That's all we're doing. I have a Christmas party with my mom tomorrow, so we got to do it quick. So at noon, do not miss the live at noon tomorrow to all the members. I'll probably make a post as well. I should probably have done that already. And to the Patreon. So far, we got some knives that we're giving away. One is the Wee Starhawk. That's one knife we're giving away. The Sharp by Designs Apex. Badass knife. I got mine right over here. I carried it the other day. Then these are just a couple knives I threw in. Oh, the new Escort, badass knife, the new Kaiser Escort. And then I threw in just a couple extras because O Knife sent me this knife. It's brand new. I've never used it or anything. But it's the metal. And then this knife I honestly don't like, but Blade HQ wound up reimbursing me for it, and so they just told me to keep it. And that is the Classic 8, the EKA Classic 8 titanium. It's not titanium though, so I don't know why it says it's titanium, but it's not titanium. And that's why they reimbursed me for it, which was cool from Blade HQ. I was so surprised that they did that. They actually paid me back for the knife that I purchased, and I didn't ask them to. But anyways, so I'm gonna add probably 2 more things in there. I wanted to make it as as good as possible, but that's just what we have accumulated right now. So before Christmas, the Patreons will be getting that giveaway, and it's pretty much like 2 giveaways in one because we're gonna be doing like 6 giveaways. So, Jared, Mike's asking what knife you were talking about. Just now I'm talking, if we're still talking about that, I was talking about the Devo, the USA made Devo Growler. Why don't you see a lot of people using Wicked Edge sharpeners? Because they're so expensive. That's why. They're very, very expensive. Now, another thing, and this is why I would recommend, and this is the main reason why I recommend getting like a TS Prof or something, is because you can get any stones with the Wicked Edge. You have to get their stones, as far as I know. Maybe there's another way, I don't know, but like with the TS Prof, you can get any type of stones you want, and you can adjust it to fit any size or anything like that, which is really cool. And you have a thickness thing you can change. So if the stones are different thicknesses, it doesn't matter. You can easily match them up. Hey, Fiend! What's up, brother? If a train leaves New York City at 8 a.m. and another leaves LA at 5 a.m., how quickly will the pancakes notice you bought a watermelon? Fucking deep. Deep. I'm going to say within 5 minutes. 30 minutes or less, like Domino's, the roaster says. All right. I saw Violent Night yesterday. Perfect measures of corny, bloody, cheesy, and warm heartness. It's named Titanium, not from it. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why you would name a knife titanium if it wasn't made out of titanium. Jared hit. You've been standing too far away from your razor. What the fuck? Shave. You can't be making yourself look even better, you bastard. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And they are not good. The Wicked Edge, I mean. Yeah, I've never tested a Wicked Edge, but I've watched tons of videos on them, and I have friends that have them, and some people love them. Like, there's people that just they fucking love them. But personally, from like just watching and knowing like what I know about the systems I have tried versus that, I would recommend the other. Like if you only have $200, obviously I recommend the KME. It's USA made. It only holds 4-inch stones, but you can use any stone you want that's 4 inches. So it's a really good system for the $200 price range. But if you're looking for the best, the TS Prof to me is like the best way to go, because they have a bunch of different systems, and the Cadet and the Cadet Pro, you could get the different clamps to fit for different things. So you can go from like a big fixed blade with this system down to a little tiny slip joint if you want, as long as you get the other clamps. Which, yes, it costs a little bit more money to do that, but every system has add-ons that you can buy to make things better. You don't need to buy it, but you can. Damn, I knew I should have stopped fidgeting with the Adamas. Oh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Yeah, I got myself the other day too, and then today while I was working, they busted open on me. I had it damn near healed. I like a little pain. Reminds me I'm still alive. There you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Um, so wait, I was so bored. I haven't seen The Violent Night. I don't know what that is. At least I can't think of it. Aaron's having a bad night now. No, he's having a better night now. After you cut yourself, it's all uphill from there. Or downhill. Sorry, downhill. Howdy, everyone. Hope everybody's having a good night. I hope you are too. But I didn't with the video with the this is the last time I'll talk about it, and we can move on to something else because I don't want to beat a dead horse. But I felt like it did stir up a little bit of controversy because people were, it seemed like, and this is just might be my perception of the way I took it, like even with like M3 Tactical, like with their response, like I kind of felt like they were just the way I felt. Like I'm not saying they might not have been, but with the post they did, I felt like they were a little insulted, like by what I said. And it is what it is. I can't do anything about that, but that's why I figured I want to talk about it so that I can at least justify or try to justify, my perspective from it and why I think that, a higher HRC would be better for a knife like this. Like somebody brought up a good point in one of the comments that like with Hinder does theirs like the same, like 60 HRC or something. But their argument is, it's a hard use knife, right? And you can kind of understand that because they have thick ass geometry and they are somewhat of a hard use knife. So even though, and they even said this in the comment that they don't agree, right? They don't agree with it, but they can still see where they're coming from, right? But when you start talking about a knife with thinner geometry, yes, obviously you don't want the thin geometry to be chippy or anything, but I just, I don't think that is begging for that. I don't think 61 to 62 is begging for chippiness or anything like that. I mean, just look, I mean, Spyderco's, right? Spyderco's, that's what they run theirs at. And that you can see they do it on their knives with very thin tips, right? Granite, yes, people drop them and snap the tips on them all the time, but that's more so because you're dropping it on concrete or something more so than the heat treats bad. I got the Monterey Bay Knives Super EZC in Cruelest. Oh, damn it. I love the knife and the edge I could put on it, but I had to send it back because I realized the blade was curved horribly. I had that happen before, not with them, but with another knife. It looked like it was off centered, and I kept trying to center it. Then finally, I was like, because I couldn't do it. So finally, I was just like, let me look at this thing. I went like this, and you could just see it. Nothing you could do. I didn't send it back, but hey, Bald Assassin with the 10 bones. There's a sharpening system called Edge that might be worth checking out. It has an integrated angle cube that connects to the handle to give you your angle. I have not heard of that. At least I can't think of it. I should definitely check it out. Made Edge. I'm going to try to remember that. I wanted to try that new Cold Steel one. That I think it's like $50, so it's very affordable. I think that's what it was. Maybe it was 100. I can't remember now. Comedy. Wisdom for the night. Never break your tip off. Words to live by, for sure. Reviews will make or break the growler. The design isn't speaking to people enough yet, especially when you see the clip at that price, but you can switch it. That's the thing. So a lot of people, I don't know, maybe they didn't make it to that part in the video. Maybe I should have said it quicker, but the clip is going to be interchangeable. So if you want to get a milled clip, you can get a milled clip. So I don't see what the problem is there, because you can change it. Like you don't have to have the wire clip. You can get a milled clip. You can get a different. It's going to be a spot where you can change to make it whatever clip you want. So that's a positive. Now I can understand if you don't like the wire clip, cool, get a milled clip, right? Yeah, you're going to have to spend like an extra 20, 30, 40 bucks, whatever a clip costs, but clips aren't that expensive and you can get like a badass one then, right? But yeah, the design has to speak to you, right? And I'm not saying like I like the design, I like the knife, right? I'm more so speaking about the quality, the build, and all of that, the geometry, the action, more so than whether or not the design speaks to me. Because to me, do I like the design? Yeah, it's a good design. Now, I'm not saying it's bad. I don't think it's bad. I like my budget one too. Got it right here, actually. And for those of you that don't want to spend this type of money, there's still a budget one, right? But it's not my favorite design, right? I normally don't like so much belly, even though the tip does drop down. I normally like a little bit less belly and stuff, but it still works good. So I don't dislike it. It's also not my favorite, but I like it. So, and when a knife is done very well, right? Because like I said, I'm not saying like that, oh, this is my favorite knife design ever. Like, I'm not saying that. Um, but if it was my favorite knife design ever, I would want it to be done to this level of quality. You get what I'm saying? Um, Bald Assassin with a dinky bow with another 2 bones. It's also only $237, I believe. I'm gonna have to check it out. Um, I can't think of it. Made edge. I was tightening the pivot to center it and went to flick it close, and it didn't close all the way and slid my pinky up the edge. Yeah. That's always fun. Anyone want to gift me an Olight Penu 2? Which one's the Penu 2? The Purin 2? This thing? Send me your address. I'll give it to you. What's up, John? Thank you for joining. 65 for the milled tie wire clip replacement. $65. There you go. There you go. $65. That's a little pricey for a clip, but it is what it is. That I don't know about. Maybe there's other places that have them a little bit cheaper. What's your Neves? Trigger words of the day. What's your favorite knife? Don't get me started. Crewwear my card of PM $232 on Omaha knife. Wow. That's fucking fire. Wonder if there's something wrong with it. They because that doesn't even make sense. They're normally what 180, 178, 180. So that's a really good deal. It's hard enough to design a knife with the right steel, the right handle, materials, the right clip, colors, blade, treatments, textures, etc. At least Devo thought enough to make it easy to swap. For sure. Right, exactly. I mean, come on. He already thought of it ahead of time. He already knew that either you're going to love the wire clip or hate it. One of the two. Now you got the best of both worlds. So yeah, that I think that's a good deal. $65 beat $80 for the Chris Reeves mill clip from Lynch Northwest. But aren't those Timascus though? The ones for the Chris Reeves? Or are they just solid titanium? I thought those ones were. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're actually more money for the Timascus ones. We should have a cuddle buddle with Kyle and Chuck. Give me the time and the place. I'm still waiting for a knife from Omaha Knife I ordered last month. Ooh, don't be ordering off of Omaha then. Stay away from Omaha. Wait till Josh gets his package, and then maybe we'll start ordering from them. Josh is gonna be he's gonna be the test dummy. Knives Plus is 3 p.m. Tuesday, even cheaper. Oh shit. Knives Plus is the place to go for customized Spydercos. Well, when you're talking about customized, that means they're usually used. I mean, I don't know if you're talking about like a new knife that's customized, or is it like somebody's knife that's it's aftermarket and everything, like they've modified it. Omaha Knife website isn't showing up for me. Might just be bad all the way around. How is everyone liking the BCK Knife Club boxes? I'm waiting for I think it's them. They're supposed to be sending me a package. I got my mini Adamas from Omaha Knife in 4 days. Got it this Thursday. There you go. Okay. 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 Maybe Aaron was the test dummy. I know I messed around with a knife company, a random knife company, and they seemed like they were legit, but then I wound up finding out that they were a third party kind of. So like they would post things that they didn't have, and as if they did have it, and then you order through them, then they would get it through the second party, and then they, like it was just a whole fucking mess. And they did give me my money back twice, but twice they fucked me over. They gave me my money back, but still, it was a bad business all the way around, every bit of it. Jared, you still liking the F-22 kickstop? Yes, I am. I fucking love that knife. It's possibly knife of the year for me. I took mine apart and realized how intricate the kickstop was. Yeah, it could possibly be my knife of the year. That knife is done so well, and it's just so good. That kickstop is a brilliant design. Like, obviously, the one benefit is that you don't have the flipper tab in the way as a finger guard or whatever. So that's a benefit right there. But two, the action. I've tried like 2 or 3 kick stops at this point, and every single one of them had like the snappiest action, like the snappiest detents. It's like it's able to just, I don't know, like just like kick stop, it kicks it. So it's like almost like it feels like it's assisted or something. So yeah, I love that knife. I was close to buying another one. I really was, and I'm still considering it since they're still in stock. Because I'd love to get a micarta one. Um, that is so true, Papa Towns. I'm glad you said that. Yes, more people need to hit that mother ducking like button, please, and thank you guys for hitting the like button. I do appreciate it. Is the one way you guys can support, by telling YouTube that you like the content so that they share it with more people, because they absolutely won't if you don't. They're going out of business. The owner, Curtis, passed away, and his wife is selling everything off. Oh, okay. That sucks. Sorry to hear that. The owner died. I think that they are selling everything at a discount. Gotcha. That's why. Okay. Well, um, I guess I was going to use the words take advantage, but take advantage and help them out. It's a good time to get deals and help them out. So they obviously need the money. There's Breeze. We're still doing that, hitting the damn like button. We're still doing that thing. Dropping in real quick to say what's up. What's up, Brian? I really enjoyed your last sharpening live with the TS Prof. I'm going to join the Bang Gang. I learned quite a bit from that one. Hell yeah, Brian. Good for you and welcome. Definitely. And you know what? You might want to do it before tomorrow because we're doing the giveaway tomorrow at noon. So be here at noon if you join. If not, whenever. But yeah, we're always here. Still have my GB Gale. Wait, what is that? GBA, one of my favorite game, Golden Sun. I don't know what that is. Those fat carbon F-22s look really tempting. I know. No, I seen that. They do. They definitely do. But for some reason, man, that micarta one just keeps speaking to me every time I see that somebody has it, or I see it like, just wherever, like on YouTube or, on the knife sites. I'm like, fuck, man. Like, I just want it so bad. And then I start like, even though I love the one I got, but like, you guys know how it is. You start questioning, should I have gotten the other one? Like in my head, it's just like, just get them both, but it's hard to justify it, because it's like, I already got one. So, but yeah, it's tough, man. I kind of want to get that micarta one. I bought a Sun Cut Scepter as a first knife gift for my nephew. Good choice. And can't get over just how good the action and overall quality for the price. Impressive. That is so true. And that's why, that's what I recommend. If you're going to buy a gift knife for somebody, the brand I always recommend, because usually people, for the most part, they don't want to spend over 50 bucks, right? For a gift knife. So you're looking for the best bang. You're looking for what can I get the best quality for 50 bucks? And the person in many cases is going to trash the knife or they'll probably carry it for a very long time, but they're not going to treat it like $1,000 knife. So you don't want to get them $1,000 knife. You want to get them something they can trash around, right? And keep carrying and, whatever. And the best companies to go to is Civivi's, Sudden Cut Civivi's. They do the best bang for your buck when it comes like $50 and under. Have you seen the Kunwu diamond texture knife? I did. I wish I could get one in, but yeah, it kind of reminds me of the raccoon. Jared, it's a knife nerd, not a game nerd. Facts. Yeah, I don't understand any game like lingo, like at all, like nothing at all. I have the black micarta and satin accents F22. Hell yeah. I wanted the tie, but the micarta is really nice. Yeah, I bet it is. I bet it is. Rub it in. Just rub it in a little bit. Neves is probably a really big Neon Genesis. I don't even know what that is. Is that a game or something? Jared, have you seen the coming soon Trivisa Aries button lock yet? I think I don't know. They contacted me. Kara told me that they contacted earlier. I might have one on the way. I have something on the way from them. But did you guys see the Maverick from Tactile? The Tactile Maverick. I showed it last week or, the last live. Let's just pull it up. This looks so badass. I really hope I can get one of these. Damn it, I want one of these so bad. I'm going to go back to that question here in 1 second. Let me just share the screen really quick. Yeah, this thing looks fire. Can you guys see it? Yeah, you guys can see it. All right, let's join the wait list. Of course I did. The Maverick, $350, USA made, milled titanium, and it is a crossbar lock. It is 8.2 inches, which is really nice, and magnet cut at 63 to 64 HRC. Very, very good. Great geometry, 10 thousandths behind the edge, 95 thousandths blade stock thickness. This thing seems badass. And the $350 price range seems amazing to me. Another knife I don't think is overpriced. I think this is well priced. I think that's a phenomenal price. I love the machining. Like, look at those lines, man. How they match up. Yeah, that looks badass. Okay, let's get to some of these comments. But yeah, I definitely want to get one of those. That's weird. I'm wondering too about the F5.5. I'm about to pull the trigger on one right now. Carbon fiber All Max. Fire. Get it, Anthony. Get it. Just use my link. Use my link down in the description. But yeah, no, it's a fire knife, dude. I got mine sitting right over here. Badass. I love it. Absolutely love it. It's very, very high quality. It's a great knife. Thinking about getting myself a Rockstead Higo for Christmas. What you think? Big spender. That's what I think. Big spender. Great knife. I mean, I if you're buying it just to have a Rockstead, that's awesome, whatever. A lot of people buy it, because of the high HRC, the super hard ZDP 189. And then a lot of people buy it because of the super tight tolerances, right? Or a little bit of both. But it has You know, like people say the saying "Sabenza smooth." That's the way they are. They're very tight. They just get smoother and smoother over time, but they're not like a, I mean, you can flick them. Let me grab mine. You can flick them, but they're like you can see mine, but they're not really made to that. Mine is so broken in though, like mine's very broken in though. But for the most part, it is a slow roll knife, but in such a great way. Like it's just so frictionless, and just like you can really feel the high level of smoothness in the pivot. Love it. Um, Severe with the 5 bones, man. Thank you. Where's the best place to buy colored thumb studs for Kaisers? Um, Probably Etsy, but I don't know if they'll have anything that actually directly says that it's for Kaiser. But if they'll tell you the inside diameter, get yourself some calipers and measure the inside diameter. And maybe you can find something on Etsy because Etsy's got everything like that. You need 40 likes to see a rock. Do we not have 40 likes yet? We don't even have 40 likes. I can't even see it. I've been out of the knife scene for the past few years, and the quality slash options of the budget offerings have really come a long way. Yes, they have. They absolutely have. Even with me, when I came back to the knife community 5 years ago, 4 years ago, or something like that, what was the hottest thing? It was the Rake P801. The Rake P801 was like the hottest budget knife, and it was really good. But that was like when I felt it, it was like holy shit. Like this thing feels like a high-end knife, but it was like $40 and it was amazing to see. And now like we've just like passed that up like crazy. Okay, we have 117 people in here. Let's see how many people hit the damn like button. Oh, you guys are awesome. We had 114 likes. You guys are badass. I knew you guys loved me. Hell yeah. Let's see here. I cannot begin to explain how much I dislike crossbar locks. Really? I like them. I like crossbar locks. Some people don't like them though. Hey Jared, what's a Rockstead? A reason I don't know what it is. I figured you guys did. That's why I had to show you guys. That's why I had to show you. But a crossbar lock, um, I like that because technically, a crossbar lock is an incredibly strong locking system. It really is. Like it's a very strong lock. And I think they're easier, and I don't build knives, but I think they're a little bit easier for companies to get consistent too. But I like them. I don't mind them. I do one thing I don't like though is some of the Benchmades, right? Some of the Benchmades have such a soft crossbar like the detent is so soft that after me experiencing all these other companies crossbar locks, I'm not used to how soft they are, and I've gotten a couple in and I'm like, whoa, like this thing is like it's so weak, such a weak, even though it's not weak, but it's just other companies are making the detents and the Omega spring so much stronger than Benchmade. Hopefully Benchmade, that'd be cool to see them increase that, start doing better on that. I feel like I'm the PBR drinker at the Money Whiskey Bar tonight. You guys have expensive tastes. Where? What? A Rockstead? I missed something. Any tips on finger placement for thumb stud / disc action? Is there a standard motion like push button and light switch for flippers? Um, I don't think so. I think it depends on the action, right? Because like a crossbar lock is going to be more, you just once you get your finger there, you build a little bit of tension and fire it off. But something with a detent is a little bit different. So I guess it depends on what type of action it is. But for the most part, you do the same thing. Get your finger there, build a little bit of build a little bit of pressure, and then when you're ready, not enough pressure to break the detent, just enough pressure to like kind of get like some weight on it. And then when you're ready, yeah, pop it like you're flicking a marble, even though that hurts. But Same concept. All right, you've convinced me. I'm officially an owner of an LMAX F5.5. Good for you, Anthony. Hell yeah, you're gonna love it. Let me grab mine now. You got me jealous. Yeah, yeah, yeah. These things are so good. Look at this. Woo! Yeah, this is good. Yeah, they're so smooth, so consistent. That's kind of the biggest thing too. Is I've held a bunch of them, and at this point, like you realize after holding a few of them in a row, they are so consistent. Like even if there's a little differences, like I did notice, like this one was smoother than the other one I have. Right, this one's the smoothest one I've tried technically, but everything else, though, it's like the lockup, the detent, the strength of the detent, all those things have been so consistent. Um, I don't really like crossbar locks either. I dislike 99% of compression locks too. Damn, you guys are coming in hot. I like compression locks and crossbar locks. Pop, lock, and drop it. Pop, lock, and drop it. Every time you don't like a Neves live, a cute possum dies. Please think of the possums. Definitely think of the possums. Definitely. Kara got a coyote um the other day. So there was this chicken we had in the fridge that I hadn't eaten. And so it was like time to throw it away. So she was super excited. She loves it if I don't fucking eat something because that means she has food for damn animals. So she took the whole chicken and put it out there. She's got her field cam, out there that I bought her. So she has that set up, and the coyote came, but you can tell the coyote is like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like because food doesn't just grow out of the ground, so like he was so scared. Like he came up to the chicken, like kept sniffing it and like sniffing it and like licking it and sniffing it, but like running because something had to kill it, right? So where is the big motherfucker that killed this thing? That's what he's thinking. Like he's thinking like the stuff doesn't just fall out of the trees, right? So where did this thing come from? And where is the thing that wants it back? Right? Because like a dog or a human or something like that. So he was so terrified that he was going to get jumped trying to get it, and it took him about like 20 minutes. Finally, though, he'd come up and he got like a couple pieces and they take off the piece. Then he'd come back and get a little bit more. And then finally, like he came and grabbed the whole damn thing and just yanked because she has it spiked down into the ground. That's why he didn't grab it the first time. Like that's why he has to take chunks off. So it's a little bit harder for him. And the last time, man, yeah, he came in and got the rest of it. He was gone. About 20 minutes before that, though, a possum came up and tore a leg off and ran off with it. So the possum still got a leg. Since we are talking crossbar locks, the knife I just reprofiled is the Best Tech Man Ronin for the $50 price range. I'm extremely impressed. And now it's got a 12-degree per side edge on it and it's a straight razor. Hell yeah, that's awesome. I've only tried the one Best Tech Man. Or have I tried two Best Tech Man? No, I think just the one. I am still interested in trying an Anthem, but I do not think it will be life changing. The Anthem's great. I love the Anthem, but again, the spring, right? The type of spring that uses is actually even lighter than some of the Omega springs that they use. Even though it's a better spring system, more reliable and everything because it's a regular coil spring, it's not an Omega spring. It's a very light detent, but I'm always wondering, like, could you replace that spring with a stronger spring? I wonder how much better the action would be. But I love the Anthem though. I missed a milestone comment. Antimatter. All right, let me see. You have 4 likes. Is that it? Is that your comment? Trying to find it. I don't see anything antimatter. All I see is you gave me 4 likes. Why do you think I only have 4 likes? I have more than 4 likes. Yeah, I don't see it. The Roaster. Thank you for the 5 bones. My favorite movie is Nemo. Can you say in an what? I don't know what that word is. Enome? Enemone? Anemone? Anemone? What the fuck? You guys are fucking with me. Stop it. Thanks, bro. I realize a lot of questions sound stupid. Got 2 different thumb stud slash disc knives recently, and the actions are very different. So the thing with the thumb discs, this is the thing, and it's the reason why a lot of people don't like thumb discs. It's because they have to be done perfectly. So there's a lot of great thumb disc knives. Don't get me wrong. And when you get a good one, you love it, right? Like a Bob Drizzola, right? He does them really good. But when you get one with a good thumb disc, it's like it's amazing. But you there's so many out there where they put a disc on it. It's like, why? Why'd you put a disc on it? It's so uncomfortable. It just doesn't work well. It's slippery or something, right? Something's off about it. It's just not the right distance away from the handle, or there's not enough room, or it's too slick, or it's just not big enough. Something's wrong with it, and it's just not done well, and it winds up becoming more aggravating than good. But when you get the good ones, though, they're really good. But the thing is, though, is it's a shot in the dark when you buy one. It's like you look at it and it might look good, but then when you get it, it's bad. So that's why a lot of people don't like them, because they don't like the chance. They don't want to take the chance of it being crappy when a thumb stud would have been good, right? Because there's a lot of times where the knife didn't need a thumb disc. Like, why'd you put a thumb disc? Why didn't you just put thumb studs? Why do you have to be an asshole, right? Like, that's what you're thinking in your head. Like, why did you have to put this here? Did you just wanted to be that different that you had to put a disc here? Because it sucks. Your disc sucks. But like I said, the good ones though are badass. Um, Look at the butt on that. He must work out. Thank you. Maurice, I'm a tramp, a bum, a hobo, a boxcar, and a jar of whiskey, and a buck 110 if you get too close. Shout out to Maurice in the building. Arrowhead says trick to thumb stud slash disc knives is to try to push it down across the spine, across the spine. I guess that spine of the blade to preload some pressure before flicking forward. So, do I have a disc here? Where do I have a thumb disc knife? I know I have some. I think I have one right here, but I'll never find it in time. Oh, I did. Get him. All right. So if you're push or if you're reverse flicking, it's a little different, but it's really some discs are really good to reverse flick because you have a place behind the disc to push on. So you can put your finger right behind it and flick it. This one is a little tight to the scale for it, but you can still do it. It's still pretty easy. But for the thumb flick, usually I go straight up right here instead of going from the side and kicking this way. I go just straight up like that. But it has to have knurling on it. If it doesn't have knurling on it, then I slip. So in that case, then you have to go from the side and kind of kick out like that. But when they're done well, you have a lot of traction and a lot of placement to push on when it's done well. But if it's not, then no. Yeah, the Fire Tech, that's another great example. That's a disc done well. There you go. Bang. Yes. The Fire Tech is a phenomenal disc knife. I got the centipede in my sock. I tried to get it off in the shower, but the fruit of my loom's largely in the ground. In the grand scheme of things. A little too much information, but I get you. I'm following. Net zero sucks. I don't know why, but am I? Wait, but I am a pizza. I gotcha. Who uses scissors anymore? That's what I'm saying. You know, I get comments sometimes like I did this video where I sharpened this knife and I did an edge retention test and I cut the paper, right? And I got like 150, literally 150 comments saying, why don't you just get scissors? Why don't you just get a pair of scissors, bro? Get some scissors. Where's the scissors at? You ever heard of scissors? No, I've never heard of fucking scissors. Like, what the fuck does that have to do with me sharpening my knife and testing the edge on some paper? But even though knives in many cases are way better for cutting fucking paper than scissors, like it just shows, like, to me, I wanted to fire back and be like, well, proves how fucking dull your knives are if you think scissors are better. But I don't say shit. Like if I like for wrapping paper, right? For doing presents, you know how much better a knife is? Like, well, if it's sharp, you can just go right across, done. Instead of going and then hoping you catch it so you can go. Yes, the sound effects. Antimatter asked in his milestone if you have tried out the Bridgeport 395. I did a while back. So I do have a video on it, I believe. Yeah, I have a video on it. So yes, I did. I tried the prototype though. Who the fuck carries scissors? Another thing. Who the hell carries scissors? Like you're just begging for something bad to happen to you if you carry fucking scissors. Unless if it's attached to your multi-tool. You shouldn't have scissors in your pocket. The fuck are scissors? What are those? The scissors on a Swiss Army knife seem useless. Yeah, unless you're cutting like a piece of thread. And if it's an old one, it won't even cut that. No, ever bought a pen scissors? Ever use a well-made pair of scissors enough? Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Yeah, I agree. Like if you have a nice pair of scissors, you know, and you do a lot of work like in an office and you probably want a nice pair of scissors. But that doesn't take out the knife. That doesn't make the knife you know, not still a vital tool and one that like I can't stand it when I see people pull scissors out and open their packages with it. Open up the scissors and hold the sharp edge while you know it's just stupid to me. It's like, man, get yourself a fucking pocket knife. Pocket knife. Pocket knife. Yeah, I got that pocket knife. Look, tactical scissors could be a thing that yeah. Tactical scissors that turn into two knives. That'd be kind of cool. I got a pair of Kershaw scissors over here. Let me just grab them. I think I have them over here. Pocket knife, pocket knife. Yeah, I got that pocket knife. So here's some scissors, but you can go like this and go wham, and now you got two knives. No, but how did you do it? I don't even remember how I did it now. Anyways, yeah, it's kind of cool because it makes it easy for sharpening. I gotta figure out how to put them back together though. What the hell, baby? Anyways, I'll put them back together in a minute. But yeah, they're pretty cool though. Jared, have you tried the Quiet Carry Large IQ? I have not tried any of the IQs. I want to try one of them. I do think they. Oh, I was doing it the wrong way. I do think that they look badass. Um, I've always wanted to try one, but no, I have not. I did see the Stas 23 posted a video on the Quiet Carry Waypoint with the knurling on it. That looks fire. I really want one of those. I don't know if I'll be able to buy one, but I want one bad. What'd you know about these tactical EDC scissors, Willis? What you know about that, Willis? That's another knife I've recently bought. The 395 I totally forgot about. Jesus, I bought way too many knives this month. I hear you, man. I hear you. Got an ACOG on my black scissors. You got an AOC on your black scissors? I have a DEFCON Jungle Knife Mako. It has an excellent action and fit and finish. I don't really understand why they aren't more popular brands. Yeah, I haven't tried too many of the DEFCONs. So I can't really speak on them too much. My name is Willis. Stop calling me Phyllis. Always have my sack in my pocket so I don't have to use my EDC. Yeah, scissors. That wasn't me on snow day either, but I still showed up. All right. So let's talk about so I did get one of the fragrances from Beard Brand. Now we'll talk about the fragrance of the day here in a second because okay, so let me just explain what this smells like first because I can't like I don't think it's bad. Like it's a fragrance. So it is a scent. All right, it's a fragrance. I just don't know if I would consider it an attractive fragrance. Some people might though. It is a very it reminds me of sawdust. So think about if you guys can, I don't know how many people in here have been around a lot of sawdust. I've been around it my whole life, so like that's why I get that thought. But like picture walking into a newly constructed place, right? So a house is being built, and construction workers are cutting 2x4s to put the studs on the walls, right? So you can smell the plywood and the pine and the sawdust. That's what this smells like. It has that type of scent to it. So a piney, woodsy scent. It's called Temple Smoke. And it's not bad. Like it's not a bad scent. It's just I just don't know how many ladies would think it's attractive. Some might though, because it is a very masculine fragrance. Like it kind of reminds me of, you know what it kind of reminds me of like working on a motorcycle in a garage with a bunch of guys like that, like I don't know, like that's just kind of like the feeling I get, like a biker dude or something. But yeah, literally reminds me of sawdust. Like it smells like like a newly constructed house that doesn't have any carpet yet. It's just all wood. That's exactly what it smells like. Temple Smoke. So Beard Brand. It's linked down in the description if you guys want to check it out. Like I said, it's definitely to me because I love that type of smell. So it's reminds me of things. So it's attractive in that sense. I just don't know like how many ladies are gonna be dropping their panties over it. Now one that they definitely probably will though is this new fragrance that I got, and it's a winter fragrance. It's good for the cold weathers. Do not wear this in the and you might be able to pull it off in like the spring, but probably not the heat of the summer. But stronger with you intensely. It has the notes are it's vanilla. It's sweet. It's a sweet fragrance. So it has vanilla, sweet, amber, cinnamon, warm, spicy, aromatic, powdery, soft, spicy, caramel, and musky. The top notes are pink pepper, juniper, violet. Middle notes are toffee, cinnamon, lavender, sage. Base notes are vanilla, tonka bean, amber, and suede. It is a suede. It is a suede type fragrance, so it's like a sweet suede. So like think about like a suede jacket that smells sweet, that has like a sweetness to it. It's really good though, man. Holy cow, I love it. Like I really, really, really like it. It is. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's one of my favorite winter fragrances right now. I just got it, so it just could be like a new thing, but it reminds me a little bit of Armani Code Absolute, if you guys know that at all. But anyways, really good fragrance. It's kind of expensive though. It's not cheap for sure, but it's really good. And I think the ladies will definitely like it because ladies like two different fragrances. They like sweet and fresh fragrances. Fresh is number one. Sweetest comes in a close second. Just so you guys know. Maurice with the 5 bones. I need a harpoon, beach blanket, tomato chips, a Teddy Ruxpin, and 1.5 Neil Diamond tickets. Can I wear a fedora? Thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much. Um, but speaking about the beer brand though, I'm still in love with the Bold Fortune. It is one of the best it's got a fragrance in it. So it's got a fragrance, but it's not a fragrance like this is a fragrance, right? It's not a spring fragrance. I really hope that they make this into a fragrance because I love this so much. I wound up my stepdad's coming to town. I bought him a bottle and luckily it showed up in time. This stuff is so good. Put a little bit in the her. Oh man, just like the aroma you get around your neck and your head when you put it on your beard. It's a beard oil, guys. So it's a beard oil, hair oil. You can put it on your skin too. So it's a face oil, beard, face, and hair oil. Um, and it's a little greasy, but it does go away pretty quick once you rub it in really good. And man, it just that scent is so fucking good. I love it. I'm really hoping that they make a fragrance out of it. If they don't, I'm gonna harass them until they do. It's one of the best fragrances I've smelt in a while. When it comes, especially from them, because their best fragrance besides this was their Old Money, which kind of smells like old money. But it's a really masculine scent. This is a sweeter. It has a sweetness to it, but it's still very masculine. It's really good, really fucking good. All right, let's get into the Spider Go Yojimbo is recommended by a lot of people. Yes, it is. I don't know what I have or even who I am, Aaron. Maurice has liquid courage disease. A liquid courage gets you in trouble. Best knife for defense is a normal looking knife because it will be shown in court. Yeah, but it depends on your situation, right? Like if you get fucking jumped, it doesn't matter what your knife looks like that you defended yourself with. Now, if you chase somebody down and stab somebody in the back that stole your shoes, yeah, you're probably gonna have to answer to that. So, depending on your type of situation and everything, but I do get what you're saying, because you show up in court with a gravity knife or something, right? That looks like it, come out of a video game and the courts are making it seem like you were just looking for trouble. Yeah, it might not be a very good day, but I still think as long as you were in a situation of which you should be in to do something like that, then I think you should be okay. Obviously don't go sticking people that are undeserving. All right. But if somebody's holding you up or anything, you have every right to do anything and everything you can to protect yourself and your loved ones around you. Who gives a fuck what it looks like that you use? Um, so thinking about buying a 13-inch Italian stiletto, would that be an all right everyday carry? You know what I gave my old boss today? I gave him because he's a Russian guy, so he's an old Russian. And I gave him one of the dagger knives with a 5-inch blade flipper. He fucking loved it. He's been wanting a 5-inch dagger for like so long. He loves it. And plus, like I said, he's Russian, so liberal jury might think so. Um, yeah, so with that, I think it's different because I think obviously your judge is going to matter, but with self-defense, one, you do have your constitution on your side, so that's one thing. But I think you're probably going to want more of a right-leaning judge in that case. Probably not more of a liberal one. Gamma Burst with the 10 bones. Hey buddy, how are things? How are you, Gamma? Appreciate you joining in and throwing down some bones, man. I appreciate it. Happy holidays. I hate how double-edged blades are illegal here. Yeah, that's stupid. Whoever kicked out Breeze and myself don't know what's good for their own channel. Who the fuck? Nobody kicked you guys out. Shut up. Oh, you're talking about some other channel? I gotcha. If you chase someone down with no shoes on, you're already a badass, regardless if you have a Gerber or a Yo Jumbo. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? But yeah, what I meant though, and I know you know what I meant, but I'm just gonna reiterate. Somebody who steals something from you when they are on the run, like, you have every right to defend yourself while they're in your vicinity. The second they get out the door and they're running, you do not have the right to chase them down and kill them. Like, you might think you do, and in some courts, you might get away with it. But that's where it's going to draw the line on whether or not you're guilty or not, because you're not in defense of your life. They're running away, they're retreating. And in that case, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. You don't want to do that. Now, like I said, if it's in your vicinity and they're still within the confines of they can hurt you and they're not retreating with their back to you, running full speed away from you, trying to retreat where a camera probably is watching, yeah, then yeah, go ahead. Do what you got to do. But always consider a camera's watching you. Um, JD for EDC, what's up, brother? Happy holidays. Happy holidays to you too, man. I appreciate the donation. And hey, man, thank you for the 5 bones, man. You guys are coming in hot, man. Thank you. Thank you guys for the donation. JD for EDC, hey, man, and Gamma Ray Burst. Thank you guys. I appreciate it, man, so much. Someone just ran by my window screaming. Should I grab the 12 gauge or just ignore it? I'd go out there and investigate at the very least. Just go investigate it. You have to drag them back into your home, stupid. Oh man. I don't think I got time to think about cameras. No, you don't. You don't. But what I'm saying is that when you leave, like so I remember one time I chased somebody down that was running. Well, I can speak of a couple different times this has happened actually. And they were running and the chase went on, right? But if a camera was watching and seeing what happened when you caught the person, it wouldn't look good for you. It just doesn't. All right. You start beating somebody's ass running from you, even if they did steal something to some extent. Like, if you wind up killing that, like if you just kick their ass, it's one thing. But if you kill them, you're going to have to answer that in court. It's going to be murder because you were not in fear of your life. You killed somebody over an iPhone or something. It's never justified. You can't justify that. You can justify it that you were in fear of your life, but not for they took my iPhone and they were running from me. You could, when they were trying to take your iPhone, now you're in fear of your life. That's a little different. Now, depending on the state, it's going to be a little different, right? If you have stand your ground laws and all that shit, you might be able to get away with it. But some places, know your laws. That's it. Know your laws and shit, and stay protected. Um, but in many cases, like if it's depends on the situation, but if it's some punk ass kids or something, and you're just gonna slap them up, then not that big of a deal. But when you're dealing with some hardened criminals that are trying to rob you legitly and could possibly do you harm, that's two different things. You walk out the door and start chasing them, your life is at risk too now. um I like fighting over prison cookies. It's self defense, not stuff defense. There you go. That's true. Good way to say it, there. Good way to say it. Um, yeah, I remember I told this story before where we were at this party and these dudes that came to the party were trying to rob the place. We were all in the back. There was like a pool house and a pool in the back, and it was right on the lake, right on Lake Michigan. So it's a beautiful house, like $1 million house. It was badass. It was a badass party too. But these dudes that came by, I knew one of them, and he came with a bunch of people. Well, what they did was they like because we weren't in the house. We were out in the back by the pool house, by the pool and the lake. But we could go in the house like for certain things, right? Well, these guys went in the house and were stealing like PlayStations and stuff, like stealing like electronics and shit, right? Wound up getting caught by one of our people. So they booked it. They started like running out to the car, like trying to get away. And we all just like started attacking them, right? And it winds up to a whole chaotic mess after that. So like we there was four guys, four guys. It was four guys because one of them winds up grabbing a baseball bat out of the trunk of their car because the other friends are all hemmed up. So he grabs a baseball bat to try to because he doesn't have the keys to the car, so he can't just take off. And he tries to grab a baseball bat and tries swinging it at my cousin. My cousin blocks, like, or moves away and then grabs the fucking baseball bat from him, winds up beating his ass with his own baseball bat. Um, I'm out in the street with this dude. I wind up headbutting him. I remember that. I remember his chain got ripped off in my hand. Because I like grabbed him and headbutted him, and his chain came off or something like that. And I remember I just smashed his head. I almost had forgotten about it until it's like a year later. Somebody was reminding me of the story. The dude's house, whose it was talking about it. But then the one dude winds up getting in the car, or one of them winds up getting in the car, and it's the dude I actually know. I actually know this guy. The other ones I don't know. We've already slapped the shit out of the one and the other one, So they've already been getting beat up already. The one's in the car, and he's begging for me to let them go because I know him. But I don't know his friends, and you just came in and tried to, rob us. So fuck you. I don't care how much I know you, like you messed up. And my buddy is just slapping him, like just through the car window. Like every time he talks, he's like, please, Jared. And it's just like, bow, bow. And this dude's like 300 pounds, a big ass dude. And he just keeps fucking slapping him. And it's hilarious. Like thinking about it now, it's hilarious. This dude's just like begging for us to let him go. And it's just like, whap, whap, whap. And finally we wound up letting him go, obviously. But not without a few bruises and definitely a bruised ego. But it was a fun night. um I like Donna from the '70s show. What the fuck are you guys talking about? This channel does not endorse chasing down, beating, and or dragging people back into your home. Facts. We do not endorse any of that. We endorse know your rights, know your laws. Definitely know your rights and definitely know your laws and stay safe. And get a good team of men around you. Was that the brunette? Why are you guys fucking talking? What are you guys talking about in the comments, man? It really wasn't that badass. It was more chaotic than anything. Um, but yeah. We endorse shallow graves. Oh fuck. You guys got some shit, man. Midgets. Is that what you write for me, Breeze? Midget. Question mark. Didn't your other friend cancel that, Maurice? Wow. Wow. Somebody's trying to get me canceled. You guys forget Kelly Bundy. Man, you guys are on one tonight. You guys are definitely on one. You guys are talking about hot girls from shows. Okay, so the story I was actually going to tell tonight was I was going to tell a story about I told this story before. But I'll tell it again because it's kind of funny. It's just a funny story. And it's got to do with an ex of mine. And what happened was we had broken up. This is the same ex. I've told the story that tried to fake a pregnancy on me. And I've told that story. Um, well, I had broken up with her and was already like calling some other broad, this other girl to come by. and me and my buddy were both calling these 2 girls to come by, right? So, I just broke up with my girlfriend, right? We have pictures on the wall, all this stuff, living, cozy, cozy, but now I broke up, and I'm trying to get this other girl to come by. So I I can't have the pictures all over the walls, right? Right? Can't do that. And so I hid the pictures, right? Took care of the pictures. Well, in the process, and oh yeah, and by the way, been I got shot by that cannon. If you guys know the story, on like 2 months before this, so I was still healing. Right, my face was broken, like, and shattered my face, so that was still healing. So I had one good eye. My other eye was not done healing yet. It was still messed up. Um, and so during this, I broke up with the girl, kicked her out, called this other girl up, hid the pictures. Old girl probably like just knew, like this motherfucker's up to no good. She shows up while me and my buddy got these 2 broads in my house, and she just walks in, right? 'Cause she's got the key, right? I wasn't smart enough to change the fucking locks yet, right? So she just shows up and she walks in, and she starts causing shit over these pictures, right? Not the fact that I'm sitting there with a girl, but where are the pictures? And I'm just trying to avoid the question, like, get the fuck out, get out of my house, blah blah blah, get the fuck out of here, probably cussing up a storm, saying all kinds of shit. And she will not get off of the pictures. Like, where are the pictures? Where are the pictures? Finally, and I just want this bitch out. Like, I'm trying to get some strange, and it's not going well, right? The girl's already left now, so now I'm stuck here fighting, fucking with my ex. And finally, I'm just wanting to get her out, like, get the fuck out of here, right? Because I probably still have a chance to get the other girl to come back. So I'm like, fine, you want to know where they're at? I start pulling the pictures from underneath the couch. So you have to understand the mindset. That means that I didn't have enough time, and she realized this, that by the time I called this girl and had this girl coming by, I didn't even have enough time to take the pictures and put them in a proper place. I slid them under the couch. So she realizes this, right? Like, that all I did was took them off the wall, slid them under the couch so that I could get this girl to come. So now she's fucking really pissed, right? She winds up fucking punching me in the eye, in the good eye, in the good eye. And that's what I said to her. I was like, fuck. I was like, you hit me in the good eye, like, don't do that, right? It's the only one I got. Um, and she kept fighting with me, and then finally, uh, I'm trying to get her out the door, like, because at this point, like, it's bad, like, it's really bad. This is crazy. Cops are gonna wind up coming. I just want her to get the fuck out of my house. Well, I knew she was gonna throw another swing at me, and I was outside the door, and she went to throw a swing at me, and I just caught it like a baseball. As she was swinging, caught it like a baseball, and just went yoink, and just threw her out the fucking house, and then shut the door. And it worked. But no, the whole scene was hilarious, especially now looking back. But she, had faked a pregnancy on me and all kinds of shit. So, like, it was a whole mess. So yeah, I was the piece of shit in that situation to some extent, but it was a fucking mess. And yeah, one good eye. And it sucked too, because I literally was. You gotta think, I was blind for 2 weeks straight, completely blind, had just gotten my vision back, and, like, I had seen blue for like 1 week after that, literally blue. And so I was just getting my vision back in the one eye, but it was still messed up. I broke all the bones around my face, so I was messed up. So I only had the one eye, really. Um, but yeah, uh, wound up being a crazy night though. Did she steal your shoes and you had to run her down? No, it didn't happen, Kyle. No, that part didn't happen. I probably wouldn't have chased him. Probably wouldn't have even chased it. I probably would just let her go with him. Like, please just keep going. Please just keep going. Do not turn around. I love I love dudes here. So old. You mentioned someone that's your own age is hot, and they say how young they are. That's funny. Uh, Jared, just considered those shoes as a tax write-off. There you go. That's what you do. Exactly. Damn right. That sounds awful. Laughed my ass off. I had a concussion knock my vision bad for a week or so, but I felt so shitty. I just slept for a week. So when I originally got shot, I was awake for like 3 days straight, and I mean, like, in the most intense pain imaginable. So much pain. I was blind, could not see anything. So completely blind, even though I wasn't shot in both eyes, I was completely blind, right? And the pain was like somebody like running a drill through your eyeball, like constantly, like never stopping, even with all kinds of painkillers and stuff. And I was in so much pain that I was just willing to I was breaking things all around me because it was so frustrating and so painful. So yeah, it was one of the worst pains I've been through, if not the worst. I would almost have to say it might be the worst pain. I've been through a lot of pain though, a lot of fucking pain. I can tell you guys stories about a lot of pain, but that one might take the cake. It was pretty fucking bad. The foot though, getting the needles in the foot, that was pretty bad too. Um, underrated chins are haram. How old is everyone? Just turned 25. I am 36. 36. Getting old. Getting old. Feeling younger though. Feeling younger by the day. And hopefully I can continue that. Um, but what time is it? 9:17. So we got 13 more minutes. Maybe we should tell another story. Um, I was okay. So you got shot. Damn. How did I not know this? That's awesome. Well, hang on a second. I got shot by a potato cannon. So I got shot point blank in the eye by a cannon, by a potato gun, potato cannon, point blank in the eye. So it wind up ruptured my eyeball and shattered all the bones around my face. That's what happened. Um, Naf is 37. Jared reads Maurice's comment, just exhales. Story of my life. Grow the beard out. I am. I haven't shaved it in weeks. Now I keep trimming it down because I just want to come in a little. I want more hairs to grow. And once more, I'll probably stop trimming it in like 2 weeks, but I'll still trim it. But I'll let it grow longer and trim it at a longer thing. But I keep trimming it right now just to let it fill out a little bit more. Then I'm gonna let it grow, and then I'll trim it from there. If Jared's not sure, that's the most pain. Man, that sucks. No, I'm not positive, but like I said, I've been through a lot of fucking painful things, and I can tell you guys some fucking stories about some pain, man. You want to talk about some serious fucking pain? Tooth pain. Tooth pain. I have had a hot tooth before. Do you guys know what a hot tooth is? A hot tooth is when the infection is so bad that the only thing that will help you is cold water, ice cubes. But the second the ice water is not on that tooth or not on the gum area, it feels like, how can I explain it? It feels like a needle is just being pushed through to your bone. Like it's so bad. And it's so excruciating because there's no the it's so close to the brain. So there's no other signals that can interrupt that. Like there's nothing stopping that. Like say if your finger hurts, right? Like If you got slapped in the face, it would interrupt that, right? Because this has to make it to your brain, back down, and tell you, the signals. With this, the signals never stop. And so you wind up, so like I almost drowned. I literally almost drowned and almost died from drinking too much water because the ice water, like you can't stop putting ice water on it and you can't sleep and you'll be up for days. Like, and the pain is so crazy that I was literally I knocked myself out, bashing my head against a fucking brick wall. Like I was wrapping belts around my head, trying to like just squeeze the pressure, and it was so bad. And I've had a couple of them, so it's not just one experience. I had many times where I had problems with infections in my jaw and my tooth and in my roots, that where I had to have surgery and shit. But up until it got done, the pain would tooth pain is so bad. Like, it's so bad when it gets to that level. And it can kill you. It can literally kill you. And when it gets to the point to where, like, not just abscess, where it's it's a hot tooth, right? That's like one of the worst. That's when the infection is really bad. Um and I've even had some that weren't hot tooths, but the infection was so bad that it just the pain is so excruciating that you're willing to knock yourself out because you just want some sort of relief. Metal Complex is watching on his live stream. Watching us? You're lying. What are you talking about, man? I don't believe you. Christmas came early. Well, it's not showing me anything. Um, Looks like his thing's down. Anyways, you guys are watching Metal Complex and me. Sounds crazy. Hot tooth. Yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks. It's bad. That was some serious pain. And like, it's crazy to say like some of the pain I've been through, and then like to say like, oh, a tooth pain. But unless if until you've had an infection in your jaw, it's serious. It's hard to understand the level of pain I'm talking about. Like I'm comparing it to my eye, where I've shattered my face and ruptured my eyeball. Think about that. I'm comparing it to that. It's so bad. Like, you guys ever been to the dentist and they hit like a nerve or hit something and it just like shocks you? Like, the pain is just so bad, it just like makes you jump. It's that, but it never stops. It just hits you and it never stops. Like, to the point to where you can't see. Like, everything's blurry. Like, sound is like painful because, oh man, just thinking about it. Fuck, man. Maurice, I don't always know what I'm talking about, but I know I'm right. There you go. Stream sniping Neeves. Is he really though? No, he's not. Don't be lying to me. You guys had me over there looking, all narcissistic, looking for myself. Like, he's watching me. All right, let's talk happy thoughts. Heroin fights pain. Yeah, it did. It definitely did. Um, I was on plenty of that. 100% accurate. Tooth pain is the thagging worst. Yes, it's so bad. Ask Metal Complex if I can come back yet, or am I still banned? Oh man, other person that's popular is here. You were love on Metal Complex. What? You were live on Metal Complex? What? Love? What? I don't understand. How could I be live on Metal Complex? I haven't been on Metal Complex's channel. I wish he'd come on my live. I'd love him to. He was for about 20 seconds. Really? While during my live, or just like a video? He put you on his live for a second until he heard all the cussing, and then he probably took me down right away. Dukes Master, thank you for the 2 bones, man. I appreciate it. Why though? I don't understand. This is an accurate description of that pain. I ended up in the hospital once with an infected molar. I found out later they had me on a cardiac floor because they thought I'd go septic and die. Right. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, you'll like, and I've had that where it swells up and it becomes abscess and the infection is growing inside. And if it winds up like getting to the bone, or if it winds up like getting to your bloodstream, it'll kill you. That's the thing. And soap and Neve's mouth. Papa Towns at the 5 bones. Neve's Knives gets mentioned in every other show. Show your support and become popular. Thank you, Papa Towns, for the 5 bones. I'm surprised Metal Complex put me on his channel because that's surprising, especially one of my lives. Like I could see one of the videos, but one of the lives, because I'd be getting, I'm a potty mouth and he doesn't really, I'd love to get him on here. I've tried to get him on here. And hopefully maybe one day he will. I'd love to have him come on. Maybe he's still watching right now. What's up, bud? Come on the live. He had your stream on for a few seconds and said, "Hi, Jared." Why though? I don't get it. I don't understand. I'm gonna watch now. He had you on his iPad live. Oh, was it like an accident? Like he was looking for something on his iPad and I was there. Well, that's cool. Maybe he watches sometimes. That's awesome if he does. MC was just showing you're live on his channel. I checked it out. He turned it in for a second during the hot tooth part. Oh, really? Maybe he wonder if he knows anything about a hot tooth. Metal Complex is a vegetarian Boy Scout. You dropped the F-bomb and he pulled the phone away. Figured that. For a second and pulled it back up and said, "What a great guy you are." Oh, that's awesome, man. Shout out to Metal Complex. Hell yeah. That's cool. I know I got I know I cuss up a storm and it's not for everybody. And I've had a lot of people comment, but I'm just being myself. I don't want to sit here and pretend to be somebody else or act like I'm, somebody else. I'd rather just be me, because then if you guys meet me out on the street or if you guys see me at a Blade show or something like that, I'm not going to be something other than what you guys get right fucking here. And I can promise you that. Dukes of Hazzard, no accident, wanted to troll you and you cussed. Team Murray with the 20 bones. Man, 20 bones. Thank you, man. Merry Christmas to Jared and Kara. I scored 2 of the green aluminum handle Kershaw's 18700 black blades on eBay. I was surprised. They are really cool knives. Kershaw. Oh, shout out to Kershaw. They contacted me. Kershaw, yeah, fucking Kershaw contacted me and is wanting to send some knives. They got some new models coming out. So that's awesome. So shout out to Kershaw. I'd love to check out Kershaw. Kershaw will always have a spot in my heart because Kershaw was the knives that I first really started with as like a good pocket knife. Like obviously I had shit knives, right? Like Smith and Wessons and M-Techs and stupid stuff, right? But Kershaw was when I first dipped my toe into a quality knife. Yeah, they were assisted, but that was the thing, right? And back then, you couldn't get good action unless if it was assisted. Like you did not have good detents back then. So that was the best way to get good action, good snappy action, but they were good quality. Like even the heat treats. I remember the first time I got to try 14C28 on, and I was like so impressed. I was so impressed with it because I was used to crap, at least as far as pocket knives went, I was used to crap steel. And yeah, man, my edge lasted for so long. I was so impressed like that. It was just like so good. And I continued to buy Kershaw's after that for a long time. Like that was all I wanted. Like I don't care about any other knife. Like I just want Kershaw's. So they'll always have a place in my heart. I think he's wait. CRKT M16 was my first good. Oh, that was a lot of people's good knives. Kershaw's are dope. I bought a Kershaw in 13 years. They will see. I like Only Facts has arrived. Thank you for dropping some facts. I think and I wish that they would do more USA made knives. Like I know they have their launch series, but manual knives. USA made manual knives. I would love to see them do more of those. And that would be so bad because they do really good USA made knives. Like their a Kershaw Knockout, the Kershaw Bare Knuckle, the Kershaw Leak, Dividend, so on and so forth. I'm going to shave my dick with a Gerber and send it to Meta Complex and his wife. I don't know who you are anymore. Me? Mad Dog says you can't get good action for less than 100 now. Inflation effects. That's hilarious. I seen I actually seen Mad Dog a couple weeks ago. Um Factor. Kershaw Skyline was my very first decent knife. I actually got the 20 CV version of that. Maurice is the wild. What did that say? Hey, David. Well, thank you for coming on over from MC's Live. I appreciate it, man. You heard the cussing. You're like, sounds like a good time over there. Get my ass over there. That's what I hope people get. Somebody jumps in for a second and sees my live. They're just like, what in the fuck is going on over here? I've got to find out. What is this mess? Oh, brands I bought as a noob, I don't buy. Well, most people don't. There's always, and that's what I mean. Like, I usually don't buy Kershaws now, right? But I still recommend them, and I would still test them. I would still review them. And if they came out with a new USA made knife and I didn't have an opportunity for them to send it, I would 100% buy it. 100%, because I want to test it and I want to see how good it is for you guys. But because a lot of people are still in the Kershaw price range, right? But once you start graduating to the ZTs, their premium line and stuff, it's rare you go back. Like, of course, you'll still buy, or at least some people like me. I'm crazy like that, where I'll buy a budget knife and a premium knife in the same week. So, but that's me though. But I love all knives. I love all knives, whether they're budget or premium. I love them all. I do not just save my money just for the premium knives. I know a lot of people do that. A lot of people are only one or the other. Either they're only buying budget knives or they're only buying premium knives. I do both. Metal Complex is a cool dude that does the Shabazz laugh. Who would win in a fight? Bees, Neeves, or Metal? Gonna have to find out. Maybe we need to set up a boxing match. Um, you were talking about tooth pain, and MC said he loves you. Well, I love him too, man. I I guess you should always be ready, just in case if MC comes in hot behind your back and you don't know. Watch your mouth. But turning on my live, you never know what you're gonna get. That's what I did. Heard all the effing language and had to come and check it out. That's what's up. That is what's up. Yeah, we normally at 9 o'clock we start telling stories until 9:30. So that's I have, for those of you that just joined, and I guess I'll stay a little bit longer since you guys joined. Normally we'd be shutting off right now, but I normally start telling stories at 9 o'clock from my past, because I have a very troubled past and have a lot of crazy stories. So I usually tell stories from back then. Um, what knife are you bringing to the match with MC? I thought it was a boxing match. You mean to show him the knife I'd show him? Would kick all of their candy asses. Thank you, Maurice. But it's only 7:30. Yeah, your time. Georgie Porgy Puddin' Pie jerked off in his girlfriend's eye. When her eye was dried and shut, Georgie fucked that one. I'd slut. I'd buy premium and budget. Gotta fuck around and find out. Infamous Panda. What? Oh yeah, I read that. I have the CRKT Fast Lane. It's still pretty nice. Wish it wasn't assisted. Yeah, a lot of those I wish weren't assisted. There's a lot of great knives from Kershaw and from CRKT that would be, I'm not gonna say the best, but they would be so good if they were manual. Like, even like the Kershaw Leak. I don't know why, like, what they're thinking sometimes. Like, there's certain knives that it's like, why have you not made a manual model? Like, okay, have the assisted, have the automatic model. Why don't you make a manual too? Like, if it's that popular, you got to imagine, because a lot of people like myself, I'm not a huge automatic fan. I'd way rather have a manual knife than an automatic. It's just my style. But so, like, if that knife is that badass and that popular and automatic, imagine what it could be if it was a manual, because I think more people like manuals than automatics. Maybe that's not true, but it feels like it. Only fact, says Jared. Do you think Mike Emler can last 12 rounds with you? No, I think he's getting a little too old for that. And it's not an insult or anything. He's a lot older. I would have a hard time doing 12 rounds, to be honest. Um, I haven't done 12 rounds in a long fucking time. And anybody, like, I guess you have to really know what it's like to really go around, like, even 60 seconds. Going 60 seconds for 3 rounds is exhausting. It is fucking exhausting. So 12 rounds for any of us, it's not happening. You're not going to be able to do it. Not unless if you train. You have to train to even for 3 rounds, the last 3 rounds. If they're 3 minutes apiece, 3 rounds, you have to train for months to be able to do that. Like, go and take a punching bag, just a punching bag. It's not hitting you back, and try to hit it for 3 minutes straight and giving it all you got. Now, that's not even considering that somebody's punching at you and you're blocking, dodging and moving and stuff. But yes, 12 rounds is a lifetime in a ring. I don't think people understand what it's actually really like. And you're talking about your breath, like, you have to think about your breathing the entire time from the beginning, because you will not last to the end if you don't think about it from the beginning. So your breath and your lungs get cold, like literally cold, to the point to where it feels like you can't breathe, and you feel like you're gonna pass out. Yeah, come on, man. Hit that damn thumbs up button. Thank you, Lemmy. I appreciate it. I did martial arts and earned 3 black belts. Good for you, AJ. That actually says a lot, man. Good for you. Hell yeah. Facts, though, a 5-minute fight is crazy long. Very long. Very long. Um, like, even in a lot of street fights and, like, fist fights that I've gotten into, almost none lasted more than, 2 minutes at the most, because they normally don't last that long. Normally somebody, even there's been a couple times where it went on for a lot longer than you ever could imagine. Like, I got into this fight this one time, where I had to fight 3 people, and and at the end I wound up, like, with a concussion and all kinds of shit, throwing up. But it was because of how long it went on for. It went on for so long that there was nothing left in me. Like, and y- it's hard to understand, like, how exhausted you are. Like, you're beyond exhausted. Like, you were exhausted halfway through. So now you're to the point of the brinks of death. Like, you really feel like you're gonna die. And you think that too. Like, you're thinking, like, I could die. Like, I could literally die right now. And yeah. So Dukes of Hazzard says cardio. Definitely cardio. Cardio is very, very good for everybody. Everybody should definitely do cardio. I need to do more cardio. I was thinking about that actually a few weeks ago. I need to incorporate that into my workout, because that's one thing I don't do. I don't do a lot of cardio, and I should. I definitely should. Like, I have a boxing bag and I hit it sometimes, but I used to do it where I would time myself and hit it for so long, take breaks, and then go back. I haven't done it in a long time. And when you stop doing it, you're yeah, your stamina goes way down. Like, my stamina is, like, really shit right now compared to what it used to be. Hey, Steve's in the house. What's up, Steve? Thank you for the 5 bones. Nobody in this chat has any idea what 3 minutes in a ring feels like. Facts. Y'all can't hit a speed bag for 12 rounds, let alone fight another man for 3 minutes. Ain't that the truth? Yeah, it's shit, man. It's shit. And you have to experience it, I guess, to really know. But yeah, even, like I said, even 60 seconds, and that's the way you should do it. Like, if you're gonna try it, go 60 seconds for 3 rounds. Like, that's what we used to do, like, back in the day. 60 seconds for 3 rounds, because trying to plan, like when you plan, like, oh, we're gonna do 3 minutes, right, for 5 rounds. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You're not gonna do that. You by the end of the 3 minutes, you're both gonna be fucking on the ground, like literally. So you plan it accordingly. After you learn that, then it's like, okay, we're gonna do 60-second rounds. And we'll do 3 of them because that gives you, after 60 seconds, you can kind of take a break. The first round, though, you're already dead. By the third round, even just as long as 60 seconds for 3 minutes, you're ready to crawl on the ground. Like really. Was watching both live streams. COVID took all my cardio away. Well, that sucks. Be delusional or trolling. Superstition Steve. You're not the only one. Um, I'm more of a bodybuilder now. Knocked out 200 pull-ups and more the other day. Been training for over 3 years. Good for you. Fuck, man. 200 pull-ups? Got me beat. I do pull-ups every day, and there ain't no way I could do 200, not in a day. I do like sets of like 6 or 7 at a time. Like that, my max is maybe 10, and that's with me cheating. If I'm doing legit pull-ups, I can pull 7, 8, 8.5 at a time. But obviously you take a break, come back. But yeah, 200, man, that's really good. Yesterday I did 200 push-ups uh in like a 30-minute time span, 35 minutes. Um I try to work out as much as possible. Like even like before this live, I worked out. I only did a 30-minute workout, but I try to do every day 30 minutes, and then 2 to 3 times a week I hit it hard. So I try to do 3 times a week hard, and then every day at least 30 minutes. But I do like other little things. Like I said, I have a pull-up bar, right? I do that like multiple times a day. I just, like I'll be sitting here answering emails. I'm in between an email, do 5 pull-ups. And I try um to build myself up like that over periods of time so that it gets easier and easier and easier and easier. And since I haven't been doing pull-ups for a long time, or at least I used to do them, but I haven't done them for a long time, and now I'm back doing them, I got to get myself back in the zone of doing pull-ups. Because pull-ups are a lot harder than people think. Try doing a pull-up. It's not easy. In front grip, not reverse grip. For me, reverse grip's way easier. Like I can bang out probably 12 of those in one sitting, if not more. But like this, yeah. Maurice jerked off yesterday. 100 fucking strokes. Beat that. I'm enjoying the comments between these two tough guys. I try to be CrossFit is actually illegal now for being fake. Oh fuck. All right. Never said I could, but you can DM me your number and we can settle this anytime. You guys are going in on yourselves, ain't you? Even a sparring match in karate class, 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Excuse me. Halfway, I'm huffing and puffing. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I pulled the drink to my face 200 times. Andrew, what's up, brother? Andrew Tools in the house. Look at you with the beard. I'm trying, man. I'm working on it. I'm gonna let it grow here pretty soon. I've been trimming it down. But I'm about to let it grow a little bit. I'll still trim it down, but I'm gonna let it get a little bit longer. Then I'll trim it again. Was super into MMA, competitive grappling. Definitely not in that shape anymore, though. If we keeping it 100%, it does take a lot more than most realize. Got to be in phenomenal shape. Yeah. You got to be in phenomenal shape in every way. And depending on the type of, I mean, no matter what it is, you got to be in shape. No matter what, whether you're grappling, wrestling, boxing, kickboxing, you got to be in shape. But there's little differences because when you're on the ground and you're grappling, like I don't think people realize how tiring it actually is grappling. Like It is so tiring. Like, you don't think so. You think that it's gonna be less tiring because you're, like, laying down, but the entire time, you're, like, you're using all your muscles the entire time, clenched up. So, you are if you're not used to it, like, and that's the thing, like, when you're not used to it and you start wrestling or grappling and you haven't done it in a couple of years or something, fuck, you're fucked. You're fucked. The person that you're going against is gonna beat you out of pure that they can last longer. That, like, you might be able to drag them and beat them up for about 30 to 60 seconds, but you're gonna gas out and then they're gonna get the best of you because you can't last as long as them. Stamina is a huge, huge thing when it comes to any type of fighting, whether it's boxing, wrestling. Like, obviously there is brute strength and speed and all that stuff, but endurance is a massive, massive thing. Um, Aaron can make a booger whistle. Muay Thai judo since I was 12. Fuck around and find out. Yeah, if Dennis was in here, he does Muay Thai. I think he teaches Muay Thai. I think he's in Germany. I've sent him a couple things. He's usually in here, but he's not in here right now. But you can go on his Instagram. They're always doing competitions and stuff. I respect Muay Thai big time. Big time. Muay Thai is the shit, man. Those guys are fucking brutal. So, I've watched so many matches and yeah, it's brutal what those guys put themselves through. And yeah, Papa Towns with the 5 bones. I'm a literal superhuman and can defeat anyone. Kind of like Neevesknives versus Metal Complex. Papa Towns, thank you for the 5 bones, man. I appreciate it. Um, Pelton seems to be sold to dumb morons with money somehow. It's a bike with a tablet. I don't know what that is. I did a month of taekwondo. I pushed an orange belt out of the circle. um, this sounds sus. So did he do that in county jail? What are we talking about? When I did martial arts, I did 2 forms of taekwondo, karate, and some boxing. Took me 11 years to get my 3 black belts. Um, Papa Pita says judo. Must not have paid attention enough. I don't know if you're talking about me or you guys because like there's a lot going on in the chat right now. You guys are all over the place. What did you think of the Smoky Mountain Knives Godson exclusive? I don't know if I've seen it, but I do like the God was it the Godson and the Godfather? Is that what it is? They're both awesome. I mean, I don't know about the exclusive. I guess I'd have to look at it, but yeah, they're badass. ProTech does a really good job. Any knives with mid-tier to upper tier steel with grippy G10 like a Kubi Drake competition knife? What do you mean competition? Like a competition chopper? Is that what you mean? I don't know what you mean by competition knife. Sounds like some guys are fighting outside. Yeah, that happens. That'll happen. Dennis is in Germany. Yes, yes. No, he does Muay Thai. I mean, he might do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu too. I'm sure he does probably both. But they do a lot of Muay Thai. I know that. You can see it on there. And like I said, he might do mixed. He probably does mixed martial arts. But I know you can go on his thing and you'll see some Muay Thai shit. But yeah, he could be doing both. I don't know. You don't need any conditioning when you're a natural god. I want to find a gym and start going there for training purposes soon. Um, because I think it's just good. Like it's been a while since I have, and I think it's just good to have. Even if you just have like a few guys and you just go there and wrestle each other to fuck around, right? Even if you're just doing that, I think that's so healthy and so good. It's not about winning and losing. It's about just brute force and just um, tearing in and having fun. And It's so healthy for you, so good for not just your bones, your muscle, but your brain. I think it's super healthy and super beneficial to you, to your happiness, and to so many things, so many things. And it's something I miss a lot. I miss not just the camaraderie between, like guys, but just the brutalness, I love that shit, and I want to find a gym. Um, it saved me from my homo wrestling buddy. Hope you're doing well, man. Thank you, man. I'm officially out of the knife game. Why? Down to my last two keepers, and also social media free. It's nice. Well, Andrew, I'm happy for you, man. I hope you're happy, and hopefully those two keepers are really nice ones. Hopefully you'll come back though, man. I don't know why you strayed away, but maybe there's something more important that you're dealing with and handling. So good for you on whatever that is. And it's always good to stay away from social media for a little bit. I do it as a job, so like it's a little different for me, but I advocate for anybody and everybody to get your ass off of social media and get yourself into real life shit. Always, always. Go get you take off your shoes and go feel the grass. Like definitely get away from social media as much as possible. Like obviously, it's going to be surrounding us for the rest of time. So, but having real relationships with people and with yourself and with nature is such a good thing. Such a good thing. Is Stevie in the corner with a dance hat? Timeout. Thinking my next big knife purchase is a giant mouse Nazca. Nice. Some someone threw dog shit at one of the other guy's door because he wasn't picking up after his dog, and they're getting heated. Still yelling. Wow. I told you guys that story about that guy that well my it's too long of a story. We need to get out of here, but just sum it all up really quick. This guy who's like off his meds or something. My cousin let his dog out, went downstairs. His dog took a shit. He picked up the shit or whatever, and the guy like tried to stop him and was asking him like what he had. And my cousin was like weirded out, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what are you doing here? Like, because where he was at, like, he shouldn't have been. So it was super weird. So my cousin went like that to him, because he was like kept like wanting it, right? And but then he realized it was dog shit and he got mad, right? So then he starts getting all crazy. So my cousin squares up, like, what's up, motherfucker? And the dog's down there, right? So you don't want the dog chewing the guy up. So it's like, get the dog upstairs, he's sitting there arguing with him back and forth. You can tell this guy's, like I said, he's off his meds or something. Next thing you know, the guy starts stripping down naked like laying in the road. And we had a couple of vehicles like out in the parking lot. Like one was for sale and one was my cousin's. He was climbing inside of them. He was like laying down in the middle of the road, butt naked, and like doing like the weirdest shit. The cops wind up coming, beat his ass. The cop went to mace him, but mace the other cops. Now the other cops start fighting each other. So now the cops are fighting because the one cop maced the other cop. So the other cops are pissed. So, and the guy that got maced took it like a champ. Like it was like some breath spray or something. Like he didn't get phased none. But the cops got pissed. Like they were like devastated. Like they were acting like it was the end of like it just like obviously it's painful. So you really can't blame him. And the other guy, he was on some who knows what he was on. So didn't phase him at all. But they wound up beating his ass and taking off with him. The next day in the car, one of the cars he got into had his phone. Oh, wait, I forgot this part. I forgot to mention this part. While he was naked, laying in the road, he kept screaming, I am God. I am God. I am God. Like he kept saying that. I'm God. And like he kept saying weird phrases about how he was God. Well, the next day after all this happened, went down to the car and he left a phone in the car and it said, um, no, I think he was saying he was Jesus. He was Jesus or something, but it said Son of God or something like that on the phone. Yeah, I think it said Son of God on the phone, and he kept saying, I'm Jesus when when all this shit was going on. So it was pretty crazy the whole night. I know I just like zoomed through it really quick. There was a lot more parts to it, but I just wanted to sum it all up really quick. But it was a crazy night, crazy night. Steve with the 5 bones, Zorro, you responded to super chat, and now your mods are blocking me, Jared. Hey, don't block Steve. Don't block Steve. Let him free. Let him free. Sorry, Steve. He's all right. Don't let them work it out. They'll be all right. I think it was way more than cocaine, but yeah, I don't. I think it was more mentally, like he was mentally ill and drugs, like a little bit of both. But yeah, release Super Steel Steve, release him from the prison, and Zeroaster if he's in there too. Who's to say he wasn't? Well, that was the funny thing, like afterwards, it was like we were laughing about it, like, man, this guy kept saying he was Jesus and like he couldn't die because that's what he was basically saying. That's why he was laying in the road, like saying, like, you can run me over. I don't care. I won't die. I'm Jesus, right? Then the next day, you go in the car, one of the cars he was in, butt naked because it was pouring rain. It was pouring rain. So none of this made sense. Like he was crazy. And in the car, there's a phone and it says Son of God. So it's like, oh man, we were actually with Jesus yesterday. Obviously joking. You responded to my super chat, Zorro. If I had a dog and poop ends up anywhere on my property, fair enough. But this guy, the thing was we had an apartment. We know everybody in the apartment, right? Like it's right on the corner of the projects, this apartment building. So the only reason he would be there would be bad reasons. Like there's no reason for him to be there. Like there are certain places like you just know very well, right? And you know how people cut through and things like that, and you know where and where not they're not going to be. And this building, you know specifically who's in here, who lives here, you know everything. You know the neighbors, you know everybody. So this guy was down trying to get out of the rain underneath like an awning of one of the doors. So just the place he was in, everything, nothing made sense. And that's why my cousin like was like caught off guard, like because usually a motherfucker would be there, he'd be trying to like rob you or something, and it's not a good neighborhood. So and obviously it did wind up getting pretty sketchy, but yeah, Lord works in mysterious ways. I'm a high school friend of Jared, and I don't have a wrench. Well, you should. Don't. Oh, you're talking about, I see what you mean. You're talking about I thought you meant an actual wrench. Don't roll the dice. They're putting fentanyl in everything. I've definitely had my fair share of fentanyl. Dukes of Hazzard with the 2 bones. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Have a good one. Merry Christmas to you, Dukes of Hazzard, and also the rest of you guys. And thank you for the donation. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to all of you. Don't forget, tomorrow we have the members live at noon. We're giving away the TS Prof Cadet at noon. So make sure you're here if you're a member. Don't miss that. You're not going to want to miss that. And we're only going to do the giveaway, so it'll only be like 15 minutes. So try to show up. It'll be, like I said, at noon. We're doing, normally we go live at 12:15. We're going to go live right at 12. We'll probably go till right after 12:15, just in case if people, come in a couple minutes late. So don't miss that. Happy holidays to everybody. I love you guys. Thank you guys for all the support. Patrons, we got a bunch of giveaway items for you guys in here. Tons of shit in there. And we're going to keep adding to it before Christmas. We will be doing that giveaway. Thank you guys for all the support. Thank you guys for all the donations tonight. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. I do appreciate it. Thank you guys for always leaving comments, hanging out with me. And thank you for watching my content. It's the reason why I'm able to do this. I do appreciate it. I'm very, very blessed. And I feel very thankful over the last year of what I've been able to do with Neevesknives because of you guys. And I can't thank you enough. I love you guys. Peace. Leave him alone, guys. What the fuck? Come on, we're all friends here. Come on. Steve didn't fucking do anything wrong. He just left a super chat. That was for me. That was for me. Not for you guys. For me. Leave him alone. Don't be so butthurt. Come on. Come on. Don't let your pussy get damaged too easily, right? Put your chin up. I love you guys. Peace.